Welcome to the Luxury Listing Specialist Podcast with Michael LaFido, where top luxury agents reveal their best practices, plus interviews with real estate industry influencers, thought leaders, and luxury marketing experts. You'll come away from each episode with new strategies and tactics to dominate high-end homes in any market. And now for the latest episode of Luxury Listing Specialist. Here's your host, luxury real estate expert, coach, and trainer, Michael LaFido.
Welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Michael LaFido. This is the Luxury Listing Specialist podcast. You're in the right place if you're looking to work smarter, not harder, if you're looking to increase your average sale price, and if you're looking to break into or dominate selling high-end and luxury properties. I'm excited about today's guest. I've known her and met her at our old Christie's days, and she's an agent in the Florida market, and we're going to introduce Katherine here in a minute. But before we do that, just a reminder, you can listen to other podcasts on iTunes or Stitcher, or you can go directly to luxurylistingpodcast.com, luxurylistingpodcast.com. And don't forget, our new book is out. You can find it on Amazon, Luxury Listing Specials, Luxury Listing Specials. I'm actually recording this from down in South Beach as we speak. I'm at the Who's Who in Luxury Real Estate Conference. I'm presenting there this week, and our company is also a preferred company of luxuryrealestate.com. So with that being said, let's get right into things. We talk about, bringing value to the marketplace, differentiating yourself, and, ultimately living a better life and having a better way of life in real estate by increasing your average sale price, selling more properties, and spending more time with your family as well. And I have Katherine here with, first off, Katherine, say hello.
Hello. It's so honored to be here today.
Well, and Katherine, give the first name of your brokerage and what town you're in.
So my company is Castle and Cottage Realty in Orlando, Florida.
Castle and Cottage Realty, and we met you were with the Christie's affiliates a few years back, and so was I, and we met at a conference, and then most recently I had a 2-day luxury certification training in Orlando in January of 2018, and you were a student of ours, and really got to know you even more, and loved what you're doing. You're doing some great things, and I thought you're welcome. You're welcome. I thought the rest of the listeners could benefit. So let's kind of, first off, tell me a little bit about your company guidelines, because I know number 3 is what we're really going to focus on for today's show.
Yeah. So, as I shared with you, when we met a couple months ago, I launched Castle and Cottage about a year and a half ago with really the focus of 3 guiding principles, and that is the power of individual liberty, the American dream of owning a home, for example, and being free to be who you are in your work, where you live where you choose. So really celebrating individual liberty, commitment to education. It's everyone's right, of course, through schools, et cetera, to be educated in your trade and just to pursue your passions and education, learning. Just never stop learning. We believe education in all forms is critical to growth, and with respect exactly to a thriving community. And then finally, and probably something that I'm hugely passionate about, is our social responsibility platform. We are a service-minded culture, so we really strive to form collaborative partnerships in support of each other in our community. Look for ways, really meaningful ways in our community to engage, to make a stronger community, because we know that supports business and it's great for everyone.
So a stronger community. Number 3 is kind of where we're focusing today's podcast. So again, the purpose of this podcast is to help agents step outside their comfort zone, empower them. I believe, when you grow your knowledge, you grow your confidence, that being involved in your local community, and that can take shape in a lot of different formats, from, helping out at your kid's school to volunteering at the local food pantry or shelter, that sort of thing. And talk to us a little bit about, what some of your agents have done. And off the air, you kind of shared with me how, they're increasing their book of business just based on, this social responsibility, or, giving back to their community, if you will.
Absolutely. So they do things like volunteer on boards. We attend, rallies for local politicians and really learn about what issues are and how, maybe those needs aren't exactly being met in the community. And then we go out in a grassroots effort and look for ways that we can engage with our time, talent, and treasures. So I have agents who have pursued education, like getting their yoga teacher training certification so that they can do donation yoga. So they're holding, yoga, classes and just, offering, for $10 a class or whatever people want to donate above that. And 100% of that is going back into a grassroots effort in the community, like helping fleet farmers or, helping in some way with, putting, helping the teachers in classrooms and, all sorts of ways that we're finding from other groups that we're involved in, really learning about what is needed in our community. The other thing they're doing is things like volunteering with local organizations that like equine horse therapy. So helping, bring people, people with mental or physical handicaps, together with horses and that, and volunteering and helping with that environment. So they also professional boards in the community in various ways, various nonprofit organizations and engage and help create awareness and more, education to fundraise and, get people engaged and involved.
Sure. So what I hear you say, to kind of recap, you're talking about getting involved in the community, no matter, what side of the aisle, too many things today's day and age, you get politically involved. Put politics aside, get to know your neighbor. Okay. It's amazing that the media sometimes tries to divide us, but if you get to know your neighbor, no matter what, you're telling me that there's things that are needed in your community. There's things that are needed in my community. There's things that are needed in everybody's community. And by being present, by being active, by communicating, communication is a big part of it, by communicating with, your chamber of commerce's, your various non-for-profit boards, many times they're going to tell you where there are voids, whether it be voids financially, whether it be voids in volunteerism, they just need manpower, or, maybe they need, people volunteering their skill set. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. And so my agents and my staff, we may work in real estate, but they have other amazing talents and skills and abilities that they can give in many ways. And what this does is it allows the community, and the people that are involved to get to know them on a completely different level and to get to really know their character. So with that, the business is just, exploded for them because, you want to work with people you like, know, and trust. So, yeah. That has just been, and for them, they get to work with people that they like, know, and trust as well.
Sure.
Because they've got to know them. It's a win-win.
Yeah. And, Theodore Roosevelt once said, nobody cares how much you know until they know you care. And so right. you hit the nail on the head. You roll up the sleeves, you volunteer, you put time in, they realize you care. And then through, obviously, conversations, just small talk, family, occupation, recreation, dreams, or whatever it might be, they right. get to realize that you help people buy and sell real estate. And the short-minded real estate agent might say, well, Mike, I'm trying to break in to sell more high-end and luxury homes, and some of the things you're talking about, those might not be in the gated communities or the private schools. And if that's the way an agent thinks, that's a very short-minded way to think.
But they are, though. But they are. That's the thing, is that these, my agents are definitely getting these high-end, listings and buyers, because in many of the organizations, the work that they're doing, they're working alongside, other volunteers or alongside, leaders within those organizations, and those leaders are getting truly to know their heart. And just like like we say, lead with a giving hand. So always look for what you can do for someone else, never with the idea of how it's going to benefit you. And it is incredible what will come back to you. It's humbling, truly. And my agents have definitely are a testament to that.
Hey there, it's Michael LaFido. Thanks again for listening to our podcast. If you are interested in signing up for our Luxury Listing Specialist certification, or if you want additional information on how you can dominate selling higher-end homes in your marketplace, make sure you go to luxurylistingspecialist.com. Yeah, we talk about a lot of times the most listened to radio station is What's in It for Me, or WIIFM. And, if an agent has the mentality, what can we do for them? What can I do for them? Then that is a better radio station, so to speak, leading with the giving hand. But if, so in other words, what can you do for them? WCYDFT, that's tough to say in the short abbreviated form, but the concept behind it, do something. They call that reciprocity. Well, they don't call that reciprocity. It's do something and expect nothing in return. That is not reciprocity. However, if you open the door for somebody, more likely somebody will open the door for the next person behind them. So that does happen. So talk to me a little bit about, changing gears a little bit. Offline, you shared with me this new concept you're doing, which I think is brilliant. You're buying a building for your office, so you own your office, and
we're not fully ready to because we're sort of in the vetting process of the name, and but what I can tell you about it is that we, through our guiding principles, it has opened up an amazing opportunity. So as a broker, I have been able to purchase a 9,700 square foot building downtown Orlando on a very prominent street, Church Street, literally a half a block from Amway and the Orlando City Soccer Stadium, some of our big event venues, and in an area that is just really our UCF Creative Village is coming in there, and there's just so much amazing energy. And with this purchase of this building, I'm doing something through not just our social responsibility, but through I'm able to all of our community of businesses that we work with regularly, like inspectors and title agents and insurance people and and house painters and all of the people sort of that touch real estate, which is a vast amount of people and services and businesses. I am able to create an environment that nurtures those businesses as well as our own, and it's just a wonderful community of community of businesses coming together and supporting the residential real estate market. So that is what's going on.
Yeah, so I know you're kind of in the infancy stages, but I think it's a brilliant idea. One of the things we always talk about, we help agents, is start a luxury networking group. And if you remember during our training, we talked about that. So it's the same concept. If you help people get to where they want to be, okay, and don't do it for selfish reasons, but just a natural byproduct, of course, will be they're going to want to return the favor any way they can. And so if you're bringing value, you're referring business, giving tips, giving ideas, sharing resources, and you have others that are collaborating that have a similar mindset, and they're hungry and they want to grow, and they, of course, customer service, they want to do what they say they're going to do, take care of people. Now you build that tight sphere and again, whether you're entry level, you're mid tier, or you're trying to consistently somewhere high end luxury properties, figure out who those business owners are that cater to them. And in your case, Katherine, you have this facility, you have this amazing building that you're purchasing, and you have a lot of synergies with a lot of similar businesses, and by having this facility, opening it up to them, perhaps they can rent out space potentially, or at least borrow it. Use the right.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to provide just a nurturing environment to them where they can grow, and any way they imagine. Just we're bringing in a lot of symposiums and services like what you provide with your luxury marketing specialist accreditation that you teach, just things like that. But also the sky's the limit. Lots of opportunities to help each, and every business grow in the way that they are seeking to grow, whether they're large or small. And so we, with that, it's just, there's an event space there. There'll be opportunity for pop-up sort of events happening there that will be promoted, amongst our huge network. So the sky's the limit. Like I said, I'm just saying yes to everything. If people are bringing me ideas, we're just saying, yes, let's figure out, let's do that. That sounds amazing. And if it helps, a group or of people, large or small, then we want to do that. We want to support that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. And support and helping. I mean, I hear you say that a lot of, in a lot of sentences. Support, help, figure out what's needed. And that, folks, is leading with the giving hand, helping the community, social responsibility, giving back. Again, that's really the theme of today's podcast is what can you do to strengthen your community? Like the old John F. Kennedy says, right? Don't ask what your country can do for you. What can you do for your country? Same idea from a social responsibility, less fortunate, communicate, figure out through your local community where they need help and, give your time and any gifts that you have. We all have different gifts and some of it might be financially, some of it might be time, some of it might be a skill set. So,
absolutely.
And so this is all the things that we recommend.
And may I just say, Michael, also, I think people will really find, we will find what we have found. When you go out and you do that, you give of your time, talents, resources, you just come away feeling amazing. And the connections that you make, you feel like you've gotten way more than you could possibly give back. And really, it really does create that full circle of, where you feel fulfilled in your work as well as in your personal life.
Well, and that's where your sincerity comes through so much, in online and offline. And I say that to you because so many real estate agents, quite honestly, some of them are considered salesmen, right? Car salesmen and that sort of thing. And so when you have folks like yourself that are doing it for the right reasons and are giving back, that thank you, first off. And thanks for sharing
my pleasure.
Your passions and what it is you do, because that's the goal of the luxury listing specialist. It's not just about money. I tell people all the time, money freedom equals time freedom equals relationship freedom. So if you do increase your bottom line, okay, money freedom equals time freedom. That means you can hire another assistant, you can delegate so that you can give back to the community. You can spend more time in relationship freedom, whether it be with your family, your loved ones, or people that don't know you, like you, trust you. And that's so much needed in today's microcosm of the heatedness that we have. So first off, thank you. You're doing some great work down in the Orlando market. I want to make sure that if anybody's got a referral in Orlando or they have a question about what you're doing, that they can get in contact with you. So what's the best way for somebody to get in touch with you?
Thank you, Michael. And again, it's my pleasure to be here and such an honor with you today. So my phone number is 407-620-9405. They can also reach out to me by email, which is Katherine, Katherine, at castleandcottage.com. And a great place to really get to know us and our message is on Instagram at Castle and Cottage Realty. We also have a website, castleandcottage.com. So there you have it.
Awesome. Well, hey, from Orlando to Chicago to no matter where you're at, again, give back. We all have gifts. Just to conclude, figure out what's needed and please give back to your community. With that being said, if any of you have a topic that we haven't covered, or perhaps you want more information, or perhaps you want to nominate somebody for our podcast, you think they would be a great contributor, please don't keep us a secret. Let us know about it. Send me an email directly, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com. And don't forget, too, If you are interested in some free resources, we believe in free. That's why we created this podcast. Go to luxurylistingblueprint.com, luxurylistingblueprint.com. My name is Michael LaFido. Remember, it's not the market, it's the marketing. Take care, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.